when it comes to programs for the disabled, this morning's program has a champion. Meet her, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Ashby Ward Welcome Center of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. We're focused on Horry County's disabilities and special needs. And we're visiting with its executive director, Joan Graham. Good morning, Joan.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
Thank you so much
for this opportunity.
For coming in here on a Friday morning, sitting in the lobby of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. Summer has begun, Joan, if you didn't know it.
Very definitely. Yeah. Warm outside, and hopefully we'll have a good summer, a safe summer.
A safe summer. Those are key words, you know, as we keep hearing about all the names. I was looking at an insert of all the new names of the hurricanes or tropical storms that are expected to be hitting the beaches this summer. Let's pray that all of them bypass and head up to the Tar Heel State.
Well, hopefully they go out to sea.
Right. Ooh, even better. That's right. Stay away from the States. That's exactly right. Speaking of the summer, a lot happening. 2 weeks from now, I think you'll have a big golf tournament coming up.
We have a golf tournament. The Grand Strand Golf Directors Association has for the last 15, 18 years sponsored a golf tournament for us. It's held at Arrowhead. It's a captain's choice. You can call our office for more information. We're looking for teams, for sponsors, for gifts.
Great.
It's a fun time. We provide breakfast, lunch, and a pig picking at the end.
Is that right? A pig picking also?
Great prizes, wonderful time.
That is fantastic. You know, there's so many golf tournaments oftentimes, but it's great to find one like that one on July 14th that people can really wrap around and help support.
Yes. And the golf directors are just wonderful to us. And it's very interesting as an average golfer to see the pros and the assistant pros put it on the green right next to. So I measure if I come in under par in our captain's choice. But those other fellas and gals really can hit that ball. This
is the Golf Course Directors Association, the local folks that are all wrapping around and have been for a long time to support Horry County disabilities and special needs. That is fantastic.
Yes.
Well, then it may not be a good day to be playing on any other golf courses in town, since all the golf course directors will be out there with you all.
Yes.
That's you've monopolized that day for golf in Myrtle Beach.
Well, we've taken all the pros.
Yeah.
So the other courses are free to go, but please come and join us.
That's great.
It will be a good day.
And the best phone number, Joan, for someone to call if they wanted to learn more about it is just y'all's office direct?
Yes.
Okay. What's that number?
And that's 347 3010.
3010. 347 3010. And that again is Saturday, July 14th. Okay.
Correct. Here at Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead Golf Course. A lot of viewers may not know what all's happening at Horry County at Disabilities and Special Needs. A lot going on right now, as well as a lot of needs for y'all.
Greg, this is a wonderful opportunity, and I want to thank you for helping us get the word out on who we are and what we do. We serve more than 800 families with who are impacted by mental retardation, head and spinal cord injuries, and autism. We serve them right here in Horry. What can I say? It's a soup to nuts. These are disabilities that are lifelong. They happen when you and your wife or your children are expecting a new baby. You know that feeling of how wonderful it is with this new baby. Then you find out on that birthday that there is a baby with significant needs, and you're just not ready to cope with it. Disabilities and Special Needs Board will be in there, and we will help. We will help with those early years of 0 to 3. The wonderful part, Greg, is that sometimes with that early intervention and that involvement and direction of the parents, that disability lessens, and at age 3, the child no longer needs that special help.
Boy, Joan, either because y'all got involved or someone gets involved to help the parents cope and really make sure their child is raised properly.
And gotten those specialized services. If that doesn't happen, then we involve the service coordinator. We call our folks consumers because they choose to work with us. We help the families figure out what they need to make life as normal as possible, because emotionally, financially, a disability, a lifelong disability, makes its mark on families. So we have service coordinators that help with those situations, can tell and point the family in the direction, what they should do, how they should do it. And again, we're a resource. We don't go in and dictate how to do things. Structurally, we have 3 divisions. We have the family service division, we have the residential program, and the day program. Talked about the family services is early intervention and service coordination. After that child is 3, and for the rest of their lives, they will have needs, and we will be there. We will provide respite. We will provide help in funding transportation, because a person with special needs usually has significant medical involvement. We also have another division, residential, and that's been growing exponentially. As our county grows, so do we. When I came to the agency 14 years ago, we had 3 group homes. This year we will have 12.
12 group homes, all in Horry County.
All in Horry County. We will also have 6 families who additionally work and have a special needs person living in their home. And then on the drawing board is 5 apartments. So residentially, we're hopefully responding to the needs here in Horry.
How do you fund all of this, Joan? These are all public funds? Are you all supported by local as well as statewide federal governments? How else could you do it?
Most of our funding comes from the South Carolina Department of Disabilities and Special Needs. However, Horry County Council has been very supportive of us over the years. United Way is a big supporter. We do fundraisers. We have a Waccamaw Regional Foundation, and their main goal is to raise funds. We started that in '95, and our group has raised close to $400,000, which I think is quite commendable for volunteers doing it on the side. But as you said, our need is great. Our building on Highway 501 is stretched to the limits. It started in about '91 by the board of directors, and they saw the need. They signed a mortgage and built that building. So at that time, it met the needs. However, we have, as you well have heard, have just grown. So we need to grow. Pegram and Associates, architects locally, have been very responsive to us and drew up plans and has estimated the new building, or the add-on, would cost $1.7 million.
Oh boy. To add on, or it'll be a new building immediately adjacent to your existing facility?
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
So you've got the land to expand on.
We have the land through donations of the Burrows and the Benton families.
Great.
We have the land, and we have the plans, we have the vision, we have the need, and the folks are coming. Each year, 10 to 15 gals and guys graduate from our schools and want to move on to a life of doing something. Those folks usually need a little more training and help to get them out into the business world. That's what we do. We're a training center. We're trying to make certain every consumer, every citizen in Horry of working age can get out. You and I know a home is nice, but that work in the community, what we do, the people we meet day in and day out, that's what enriches our lives.
Right.
That's what we want to do for our folks.
So these are persons either with mental retardation, with serious spinal or neck injuries, as well as with autism.
And people with head injuries.
And head injuries, yes.
I don't know, Greg, if you know that most people with head injuries look very normal, talk very normally, walk. From a front view, you would not realize that they have significant disabilities. They have...
what are some of those disabilities, Joan, that people may not recognize, that I wouldn't recognize if I saw somebody with a serious head injury?
I was talking to one of our consumers, and he said, Joan, I look normal, I walk normally, and if people meet me, they give me so much information, I'm on information overload.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard for me to retain. It's hard for me to keep it in order. And sometimes my response to situations is not as appropriate. I lose my temper more. I didn't before the head injury, but unfortunately, that head injury can happen to you or me, Greg.
That could, yeah.
Yes. One car accident, one football injury, and I think a fact that most people don't know is older women are very prone to head injuries.
Really? Why is that?
A slip on the floor, maybe it's bones getting soft and we trip and fall, and a head injury ensues. That's the second largest group of people with head injuries.
Are older women?
Older women.
Older women.
Not doing anything wild and woolly.
Right.
Just maybe slipping on
Not
their
that they
road.
aren't doing anything wild and woolly, but these are instances where they might not.
Yeah,
that's
out
right.
doing
Yeah,
things.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Golly, so that would be. I had no idea that those numbers were so high, that older women were being impacted like that with head injuries.
We have a center out on 3rd Avenue in Conway.
Right.
It's called The New Horizons, and there's a support group for head injuries and spinal cord injuries. There's also a group for their caregivers, because we don't only focus in on the consumer,
Right.
but how it impacts a family.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
Yes. So it's a very rewarding what we do, and as I said, it's great to get the opportunity to talk about it.
Well, as we think about friends and peers who have children that may be handicapped, severely handicapped, either mentally or in another fashion, we had a guest on a few weeks ago who's a congenital amputee. He was born with no arms and no legs, and of course the impact on his parents, as you say, that first child or the fifth child out of the womb, and to have a child with a serious physical disability like that. But of course the family grew, and they said their first child's going to be like any other child, and this child has gone on to drive and type 50 words a minute now. He's a 21-year-old. He was a wrestler.